All right, everybody, what's going on? It's myself, Mr. Super Potato, and I'm here with Dave Stufernauts. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, man. How about those Chiefs?
Ah, there it
Super Bowl
is.
57
Yeah.
champions, bro.
Uh-huh. As you say that,
All
I'm
the
gonna turn
haters,
your
all the
volume down.
haters, all the doubters.
Listen, okay. I was fine with the Chiefs winning. Honestly, I didn't care, but I just wanted to bet somebody some money, and you're the only Chiefs fan I know, so it's like let me just win some money
Well,
off
don't
you.
worry. Next season, there's going to be a whole lot of new Chiefs fans out there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Oh
but
well.
no, it was a good game. I took today off work because I didn't want to deal with all that either way, regardless of the outcome. And
Right.
I'm also trying to quit smoking. So it's like,
Oh.
it's probably best if I don't put myself in a situation like that.
Yeah.
you know, it's been a long day. I can say that.
Did you just start today to quit smoking, or has it been a minute?
Yeah, it was last night.
Oh, good for you. So,
So, yeah.
is it the toughest day of your life?
No, I mean, I don't know, man. It's weird. Obviously, you don't smoke, which is good. Anybody listening out there, guys, don't smoke. It's stupid and it is so much harder to quit than you would think. But I don't know. That's just my little public service announcement. So I'm sitting here chewing on this nicotine gum and you know
Yeah.
so it's what it is.
Okay.
I'm probably going to gain a lot of weight, or I should say a lot more weight than I already have, but
That's
oh
not
well.
a big deal, man. I'd rather you put on weight and quit smoking than keep smoking. So,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. Not a huge deal. But all right. Well, dude, I'm proud of you. Proud. I remember when we were on that work trip and I had tobacco in my lip, and that was just so uncomfortable. I took it out, and I've never put one back in. I'm just done,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
haven't touched it since.
Yeah, there comes a point where you're like, man, is it worth it to keep doing this anymore? It's like I'm not getting any younger. It's obviously not good for me,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, no,
But
I gotcha. So, all right, dude, it's been a minute since we talked about video games. Like,
it's been forever.
I was looking, I think I had to go back till November, so
Jeez.
maybe before that, or I forget what it was, but we were gonna do one for the Game Awards, but we couldn't line up our schedules, and then
Yeah.
I think we're gonna do a new pickups for like the Christmas holidays, and we could just never get it together.
Yeah.
And yesterday, you just happened to ask to do one. I was like, yeah, I'm down. So, but doesn't look like we're getting Mikey though. But he is
Yeah.
still represented on the thumbnail. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Which one? Which thumbnail?
The thumbnail for this stream right now.
No, I'm not actually watching it. I'm just looking at the Discord stream or Discord.
Well, that's okay. It'll be a good laugh for you later when you go up on YouTube and you look at the thumbnail. So you'll know
Okay,
which one
cool.
he is.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'm setting some stuff up here real quick, but all right. So let's get into it. All right. So quick intro, I guess, as always. So it's Mr. Super Potato podcast, or the Spud Club podcast, right? So, real quick things. I hit 300 subs, what, a week ago or so? 200 week or 2
Oh,
weeks ago?
wow.
Yeah, that went from 200 to 300 went quick. So
Yeah, that went by real quick.
yeah, that was
Oh, good
great.
for you, man.
Thank you. It kind of stalled out, but I haven't been putting out videos, and I wasn't streaming because I was on a work trip. So
Yeah.
I have a week before another work trip. So I'm gonna try to put out another video. I was gonna do something along the lines of like getting into retro collecting, because I find myself getting down that rabbit hole, and I have to pull myself out. Like today, I had to pull myself off some bids. So there's that.
Yeah.
And also, hey, as always, if you want to donate or help the channel, first like it, it's free. Subscribe, that's free as always. But if you feel like you really want to put your hard-earned cash into this, don't send it to the St. Jude Foundation. I have a link in the description on every one of my videos for the St. Jude Foundation. And yeah, that's it for me. Dave, you got anything you want to add to that?
No, I just want to say, I'm happy to be back on here. It's always a good time. Yeah, dude. And wow, 300 subscribers. That's awesome. Good for you, man.
I think a lot of it was my DK Oldies video shot me up a little bit, which we'll go over that in a minute. My opinion has changed on them. Also, the kind of like the parent's guide to the Nintendo Switch for like your young child from like 3 to 5 or like 3 to 7. Getting kids in those type of games. Like if you could get a young kid a Switch, what game's good for them? You know, so that's got
Yeah.
a lot of views. So that's what pulled me up and over. So and also all my normal fans that are typically on. Um, they're not on yet, but they'll be here. They'll be on later during the stream. But
All right.
you want to go over what you've been playing?
To be real with you, I haven't been playing a whole lot lately, but I have been playing. When I have been playing stuff, I've been playing.
You good?
Actually, a lot of Fortnite
Thank
with my kids, and I've been playing. Oh, and my wife playing Fortnite with my kids and my wife, and I've been playing Crisis Core, the Final Fantasy VII
Yeah.
reunion remake of that, or not remake, I should say. It's more like a remaster, but
Okay.
been playing a lot of that. But I mean, and I played little things like here and there, like when they like and we'll probably talk about it in a bit, but the Game Boy stuff that was added to the Switch,
Oh yeah,
I've
we're
been
gonna get into
playing
that.
some of that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, awesome, dude. So what I've been playing, if you've been following the stream, I beat Ocarina of Time most recently. Before that
Nice.
or during that time, I guess I beat Uncharted 2 on my work trip, and then I'm about 3/4 of the way in the Uncharted 3. I didn't mean to do it, but one night I had nothing going on, and I sat there and played for a while. I've got really far. But most recently, I've been playing Super Mario Galaxy 2, which I've streamed all of that, and that game's a lot of fun. I missed it
Nice.
when it first came out, and it's fun. Every level and world is completely different, and it's just fun. I'm really enjoying that one. So,
Yeah.
well then obviously the Call of Duty. I get on that every now and then, and when I get that itch for Apex, I'll hit my buddy Johnny and Jay, and we'll play. But I haven't done that in a long time, so kind
Yeah,
of
I
fell
have
off the
been.
Apex.
Yeah, I've been trying to. Because I know you and Mikey, y'all bring up and ask me to get on, Modern Warfare 2 or something like that. I mean, it's just I have not had the time to,
Yeah.
you
About
know,
that, I bought that
dump a
game to
lot in
play
there.
with you. I was
I know.
perfectly fine not playing the paid part or playing the multiplayer because they're always the same. I didn't need it, and I think Mikey just bought it recently too, and him and I played the crap out of it. And you never once wanted to
However,
play.
I'm nowhere to be found, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I need to. I need to. I just need to
Nah, man, don't worry
find a
about
little
it.
bit of time.
Honestly, if you want to get into it one day and honestly play it, let me know. Give me a heads up. I'll finish the campaign so then we can go through and beat that extra the ending part, or I don't know. It's not really DLC. What would that be? Like
It's like what special ops or
that's
whatever.
it. Yeah.
It's kind of like a co-op multiplayer
Mm-hmm.
type thing.
Yeah, we'll do something like that. But all right. What pickups have you gotten recently that you wanna?
I have, well, as always, I continue to buy things even though I
Yup.
may not have the time. I think I'm, like I always say, I'm probably a lot better at buying video games than I am at actually, playing them. But like most recently, I just got, well, it's like I said, I got that Crisis Core for Christmas. The wife got that for me because I was really excited about that. I was a huge fan of that on the PSP when it originally came out,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been, working my way through that. And then what else is there? Oh, I just got Hogwarts Legacy.
How's
I have
that?
not played it yet.
Okay.
I haven't played it yet. Excuse me, I had to mute for a second because I had to cough. But I'm looking forward to playing it for sure, and I know my son is really looking forward to playing it as well. But I mean, technically, it's a Valentine's Day gift, so I don't technically get it until tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I got that from the wife. I finally got Forspoken that came out.
How do you like that? Have you played it? I've heard
It is,
mixed reviews.
it is weird. It is weird. The controls take some getting used to. So, I mean, that's I haven't gotten like super far into it or anything, but there's that. Let me look at my list here and see. Um, oh, I had started playing Doom Eternal again, like I was doing the DLC on that. So
Okay.
I did was it the Old Gods
Mm-hmm.
part 1? or the Ancient Gods or whatever it was called, and that was hard. That have you played those add-ons?
No, I beat the main campaign on normal, and I
Yeah.
thought that was difficult, so I didn't go any further. I didn't want to put money into something that I didn't think I was going to be able to get through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was playing the Ancient Gods Part 1, and I was like, "Oh, that's fine. The controls will catch back up to me." You know, it's like I played the first level like once just to get used to the controls, and I was like, "Okay, I'm going to jump into this," because I thought it would just be like additional campaign. I mean, which technically it is.
Yeah,
But oh my goodness, dude, it is an onslaught of enemies the entire time. It's like a gauntlet, dude. There's
yeah,
no like pause.
yeah.
It's just swarm, like horde after horde of enemies, and it's like, oh my goodness, like the story and the lore is really cool, but I don't know if I have the energy to like
Dude, it
keep up with slaying all these demons, man.
the controls for that game, it's really good, but there's so much to it. Like you got your fire, your ice, your missiles, your gun, your different attachments
Yeah.
for each weapon. You got to level up each weapon. Like when a first person shooter turns into an RPG, I kind of lose it, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's too
Yeah.
much. So,
That's why like things like Borderlands are a little overwhelming for me because
yeah.
it's all the guns are randomized, all the stats are randomized. So it's like, oh geez, so I gotta be constantly sitting here looking at numbers,
Yeah.
trying to figure out, and plus I gotta like the gunplay because what's the point of a revolver that has great stats if it fires like one round a minute,
Right.
It's not I don't know. I digress though. I mean,
Yeah. I get it.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. But that no, people that like that game, I get it. Like by all means
Oh,
like that
and
game, but just is
yeah,
not
yeah,
for
for
me.
sure.
So,
But
what's your favorite game that you've picked up?
recently,
Yeah.
I gotta say probably Crisis Core right now, because I mean, like I said, like Forspoken is cool. I haven't really gotten super into it yet. And like I said, Hogwarts Legacy, I haven't put any time into yet.
Yeah.
Like I said, but the also I guess there's some kind of controversy about it or something like that, but I haven't really been paying too much
Yeah,
attention.
so actually, I was going to kind of bring that up. We can get into it now. So, the writer of those books, J.K. Rowling, I believe is her name, she's all
Hmm.
against trans and any homosexuality. I don't care either way. You do what you do in
Uh,
your
is she
bedroom. But
is she personally like against it, like
yeah.
leading rallies against it, or is she
Well,
just like, well, not my
she's
thing?
she's a famous person, so she's using her voice and she's
Hmm.
crying out. Like she is opposing it. She's on Twitter and all that opposing it. Like I just know the headlines. I didn't really dive into it, but they tried to
Yeah.
do a boycott on the game, and
Yes, they
you
did.
can't do that. Like if you notice, like people will boycott games if the game's just not good. Like if there's something wrong with the game, like Battlefield 2042, no one bought it because it was a trash game, right?
Yeah.
But everybody bought Bayonetta 3 because, they were trying to do the boycott with the voice actress, but that failed and that gave it more
Yeah.
press. And I even thought about buying it. And I don't like Bayonetta, but
Well, I think with her with that situation, the voice actress may not have been entirely completely honest.
oh
I
yeah,
think is
no.
what ended up coming out of that, and then she got replaced.
Yeah,
But then
yeah,
she called for the boycott of
right.
the game.
Right, and
Like,
everybody
wow,
was
man,
on
so you're
board.
gonna throw all these people who spent years working on this game under the bus just because,
Yep.
you know, a few
One-sided.
you didn't get paid what you thought you should for a few hours of voice work. Like, I don't know, man.
Yep. So
You know,
if you're going to boycott a game, like really look into it, and if you feel like the reason is just, then, you know, like vote with your wallet. I do it all the
yeah,
time. I,
100%. Like you don't have to drag somebody else down just because you don't like something,
right.
It's like if you don't like it, don't buy it. It's that
Exactly.
simple.
Exactly. And I'm never going to put on this platform, not that the 300 subscribers that I do have are going to really listen or care, but I'm
Hey,
not going
you're
to
a
go
big
out
deal,
here.
bro.
What's that?
I said you're a big deal, bro. What are you talking about?
like, but like, I'm not going to force my opinions on somebody else. I might
Yeah.
say something like, man, I don't really agree with that. And then that'd be the end of it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, and one more thing about the Hogwarts thing, it's like, I understand that there's people out there who are more oppressed than others and things like that. It's like I've always kind of subscribed to the, as long as you're not hurting me, I don't care what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as
I
long as
agree.
you're not hurting me or hurting somebody else, I don't care what you do. But you got to think if you're going to boycott this game or whatever, J.K. Rowling is not the one who made the game.
That's true.
She wrote the books that the world was inspired by, but I don't think she even has a writing credit on the game. She didn't do any of the coding for the game.
Yeah.
She's not a voice actress in the game. You know, there's hundreds, if not 1,000 people that worked on this game and
Right.
they poured years into it,
Oh,
you know.
100%.
So
Yeah.
and you got to learn to separate the art from the artist as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
she may be a terrible, horrible person. I don't know. I don't follow her on Twitter or anything like that, so I can't really speak to that. But um, like I said, she didn't make the game.
Right.
Like 1,000 other people made the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. 100%.
But
All right. Well, do you have any more pickups you want to go over?
I'm trying to think, man. I haven't gotten anything like retro or anything like that. Oh, I should say I've got. I don't know if you want to talk about this later on either, but I have like 5 limited run games collector's editions downstairs that I'm just waiting to do an unboxing video for.
Dude, why
But
haven't you?
I just cannot find the time, bro. I don't know what is going on. Work is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, life is crazy like always. You know, it's like, man, I want to do it. I just can't find the time. And now I sit there and I'm like, well, so I've got these 5 collector's editions just sitting here still in the wrap and not
See,
doing anything because it's like I don't want to open it because I'll do an unboxing video,
right.
but it's like, well, I don't have time to do the video, so it sits unopened.
It just sits there, collects dust.
But
Can you tell me what games you got?
oh
Or
yeah, I can tell you. Shoot, now I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I got that Quake collector's edition
oh, I
that
want to
we
see
had
that.
spoken about that.
Yeah, I want
I
that
got
one.
the Shredder's Revenge, not the high tier collector's edition, but kind of the middle one
Mm-hmm.
that looks like an old, Ninja Turtles VHS tape.
Oh,
There's a Game Boy Repro game called Avenging Spirit that I got. I'm
okay.
trying to think what else did I get. And there was another collector's edition that I picked up on sale from Best Buy, but I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. But that was like super discounted, so it was like $20 or something like that. So I was
Mm,
like, oh yeah, I'll buy a collector's edition for $20. Why not?
nice.
Not knowing anything about the game
Yeah.
like usual, but um yeah, yeah, but no retro stuff. I've
Okay.
been trying to buy somebody I work with just found all his Game Boy stuff. I've been trying to buy it from him, but he's being
Mm.
stubborn. He won't sell it to me.
Well, he probably,
But
it's nostalgia for him. I get it.
yeah, no, I get it, but I still want it,
Yeah.
Like,
Well, here, let me get into what I've picked up, and it's quite a lot. So first off, I was on my work trip, right? I slid over to the town nearby, and I went into a game store, and I wanted to buy just Super Mario World just so I had like a physical copy of it because I don't know where mine went. And I went in there, they had
yeah,
a perfect copy of it, $14 for this thing, and it was a brand spanking new looking, right? No damage, nothing. And then next to it was a Link to the Past. Once again, brand spanking new looking. It was a little like dirty, like it'd been sitting in the attic for a while. Cleaned it up. It's
yeah,
good to go. Which I just got both running right now. My Super Nintendo was down. I couldn't get it to work. So I went on eBay and bought a new power pack. $11. Got my new power pack and new AV cables. And right up until we just started doing the podcast, I was frantically trying to get it to work because it's the only time I had. And I remember I had this cleaning kit from the 90s. It was a Nintendo and Super Nintendo cleaning kit. Do you remember these? Did you ever have one? Like a
oh yeah,
cartridge
for
cleaning kit?
sure. I had, and I even still have. Honestly, somehow I've accumulated a couple of those for the Game Boy.
Okay. So you know what I'm talking about?
Those little, yeah, oh, yeah, with the weird little cart that you put in, and there's a little bit of cleaning solution or whatever you can put on it too.
Yep.
It cleans the contacts, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
So I cleaned up the contacts and I kept getting a black screen. I was like, God, like my system turned on, right? So first it didn't even turn on. I got the power pack in today, like it just came in the mail, and the system turned on, but I kept getting a black screen. I was like, oh, what's going on? I'm like, did I buy a trash cartridge? Because you get 90 days to return it, and the game store I went to was a bit of a franchise around me, and I could go return it and get my money back, but I didn't want to. I wanted to make sure. that it worked or didn't work. So multiple times I tried it, and I have a copy of Pilot Wings in here, and so I was like, let me try Pilot Wings, and I went through that one, and I got uh the Donkey Kong Country 3, the little kid one. I forgot the name of the little guy on there, but it's not Donkey or Diddy. It's like their cousin. Anyways,
Oh, Kitty.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Is it Dixie and Kitty? I think are the
Yeah,
two
yeah.
characters in that one.
It's a
Yeah.
good game, but anyways, I threw it in there,
Oh
it didn't
yeah.
work. So, anyways, hour me cleaning the contacts, and I started cleaning the contacts in the console, and I put alcohol on that, and then I put Pilot Wings back. I was like, I'm gonna try it one more time because I know Pilot Wings works. I know it works. I put it in, and it booted up. It's like, oh hell yeah! So then I put in Zelda,
Nice.
booted up. I put in Mario, booted up. Oh, dude, I'm so happy. But anyways, that's just two
Nice.
of them. So, have we talked since I did the DK Oldies thing? I think.
No, we
Okay.
haven't. We
All right.
for some reason we have not been able to get our schedules to line up
Right.
to
Okay.
do
So
this.
DK Oldies, I turned in a bunch of games I knew I'd never play again, including my Game Boy. Game Boy Color is a purple, atomic purple. I got a whole video on that, and uh, I got ripped off. I'll be honest. They gave me a good price for the games that I sold them, but they gave me terrible prices for buying games. Like I bought Super Mario Galaxy 2 for $45 when that's a $25 game.
Yeah.
But it is immaculate in its complete in box. That's the only saving grace there. But once again, that's a fun game. But anyways, what else did I get from them? Let me just pull them all out. Hold on. Well, hold on. I got Donkey Kong Returns on the Wii. I think I paid like 25 for that, which, just add $10 to everything I overpaid. My brother gave me Punch Out on the Wii. I've had Mario Kart. He gave me Metroid Prime 3, Mario Galaxy, another complete in box, a gorgeous game, and Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, once again, complete in box. He gave me all
For
those.
the Wii. For the Wii, right?
Right. I don't,
Right.
yeah, the Twilight Princess I wish was GameCube. But
Yeah.
speaking of Zelda for GameCube, I bought the Wind Waker, and it is a collector, or what do they call it, Player's Choice Edition, which I thought was the cheaper of the two versions. You can get, Player's Choice or the Black Spine. And
Yeah.
actually, the Player's Choice is worth $10 more.
Is it
So,
really? Well,
yeah.
where is it? Like, what is judging its value? Like, is that just what it's going for on eBay, or is it
I'm
from DK Oldies or something
Nope.
like that?
I look up price charting. You heard of that place?
Oh yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
So yeah, I've got all my games in the price charter, and I looked at it yesterday actually, and I just wanted to see like what if there was a difference, and I noticed there was a Player's Choice and there was a regular Wind Waker. It doesn't say Black Spine, but that's kind of what people refer to it as, a Black Spine, and it was
Hmm.
$10 cheaper, Black Spine. So there must be less player choices out in the world. So
That's kind of weird to me because usually
yeah,
those ones are the ones that are mass produced, and when they initially come out, they are cheaper because they're like a discounted. It's kind of like a PlayStation's greatest hits or whatever.
yeah,
You remember the Green Spine PS1 games?
yep. Or the platinum
So
hits on the
yeah,
Xbox. Yep, I
yep,
avoid those now.
yeah,
But
me too. As a collector, I don't like it. Like
yep,
especially now, like on PS3 or PS4, it's like the case is red, because it's got that greatest hits
uh
like
huh.
for that, and I hate it seeing it on my shelf.
Yeah,
You know,
I looked
with
up a
everything
way.
else is blue or a steel book, and then you got freaking a
Yeah.
red copy of Ratchet and Clank, sticking out like an eyesore. I can't stand it.
If you have a
But
printer, like a decent printer that can do like actual like photo prints, you can put photo paper in, and there's a website where you can download it and print cover art, and it looks just the same. Like I did that for a couple games because I got disc only, like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 for the GameCube, but
yeah,
I got another GameCube, what do you call it, case from a game store that just gave it to me, and I printed out the cover art and I slid it right in, and it looks you couldn't tell a difference. Like if I were to tell
nice.
you, you might be able to tell, but no, it looks great. There's a YouTuber, Drew, Nintendo Drew. He's got a video on it.
Oh,
So
okay. I've seen some of his stuff.
yeah,
You
he's a
know,
good dude.
I haven't owned a printer in probably 15 years. So like that's one of those things where I'd have to, you know, yeah, I'm glad that that's an option. That's because that's not something that I've ever really thought about doing.
Yeah.
Because GameStop, I think, has been so detrimental to kind of the video game collecting scene because there was a long stretch of time there where they were throwing away cases and booklets for games and just putting the games inside these generic cases. And it's like, now sometimes that's probably, the person who traded the games in's fault because, sometimes people would keep all their games in a binder. So they throw all the cases away or
Yep.
throw all the books and stuff away. So, I mean, that obviously doesn't help. But I just can't stand, like, I won't buy a game if it doesn't have the case in the book, from GameStop. I'm just not going to.
Right.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to
No,
buy one
same
of their
thing.
generic cases,
Yep.
you know.
I want a complete inbox game if I'm gonna buy it from a store, and that's
Yeah.
why I go to stores and I look at it. And if there's 3 or 4 of the same game, I look for the best one. But if
Oh yeah.
the worst one has a good booklet, I'll swap the booklet out, and they don't care what I'm doing. No one cares that I do that because it's the same price all the way around. So
Yeah.
but anyways, more things I got. Prince of Persia, Sands of Time for GameCube. That one's fine. Everything or Nothing on Xbox. Prince of Persia: Warrior Within. That's on Xbox. Splinter Cell and Splinter Cell Pandora's Box or something. I could pick it up, but it's all the way over there. I'm not gonna pick it up. And no, yesterday I picked up Halo 2, the Steelbook edition. I paid $10 for a complete in box Halo 2 Steelbook.
Oh,
So,
that's a pretty good find.
yeah, but then I brought it home and I looked at Price Charter and it was worth $6. But
Oh,
whatever.
well.
Steelbook. So yeah. But I don't have
You
it
know what?
physical.
I should probably take some time and put my collection into that. Because I would be curious to see what my collection is worth.
Yeah, I just started doing my
Value-wise.
retro collection. I don't even think I put Halo in there, or maybe I did just because. But yeah, I'm doing retro just to see. Because if I did all my like newer games, I don't really care because those don't
It
really
would
have
take
any
a long
value.
time. It's like,
Dude, takes so long.
dude, it's like I have easily over 1,000 games.
Yeah,
It's like that would take me forever to enter everything in.
you're
But
right.
yeah, but like you're saying though, with my old stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely be curious at least to see how much that's worth.
Yep. And then just on eBay yesterday and today, I bought Donkey Kong Country 2 and Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country comes with the manual, and I'm a little suspect about this one because it was only $10. Nobody tried to fight me for that one, so I'm thinking it might be a repro, but
Mm,
whatever. It's going in a mini box cover and sitting on my shelf, so
okay. Yeah.
not too
That's
worried about
not
that.
like how much do you end up how much do you end up you said paying for those?
$10 for Donkey Kong Country, and then 25 for Donkey Kong Country 2.
Okay, yeah,
But
that's
that
not
one is real. I know that one is because I was looking at the box, or not the box, looking at the cart, looking for the screws and the way the Nintendo is written
yeah.
on the back of the cart.
I'm actually very surprised that you got those for those prices.
Yeah,
Nobody was
that's what
trying
Price
to
Charter has
fight
it
you.
for. So I will not
Huh.
pay a dime more than what Price Charter says. So
Oh, you got to be careful on eBay though, man. It's like sometimes I get sucked into that, and pretty
yeah,
soon I'm way overpaying for a game because I got into a bidding war
yep.
and I just couldn't let it go.
So I kind of set it to my highest bid, which is what Price Charter says it'll be, and I also add in the price of shipping. So somebody wants me to pay $5 for shipping, well then I'll take $5 off whatever the price on Price Charter says it'll be. So,
Yeah.
but I got bids in for Banjo Kazooie. I lost DK64, which I don't care, and then Super Mario 64. For whatever reason, I don't have a physical copy of that game, although I have it digitally like 10 times. So,
Yeah, did you not get the Super Mario 3D All-Stars
no, I have it.
back when
Definitely
that
have it.
came out? Yeah.
But I just want it on my shelf, you know? I want to have my small collection of games I played consistently as a kid. Like I had a bunch of games I never played, but I had a bunch of games that I did, like Mario and Banjo. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But I
Well,
think
I've
that's
got
it for now.
I'm trying to think, did I ever tell you that I finally picked up a really good copy of Turok 3 on the Nintendo 64 with
No.
the book, the cartridge, and of course I bought the case from customgamecases.com, but Yeah, I've got my Turok collection complete.
Nice.
So yeah, it's like, whenever you almost feel empty after a win like that, you know what I'm saying? When you're just like, oh, okay, this is my goal. I'm gonna have this collection here. And it's like, well, now I have it all.
Yeah.
So what do I do? Like,
That's where I'm feeling like
you
I
know,
have to tell myself to stop at some point, and like where is that stop point? And I think I'm
yeah.
about at it. Once I get DK 64, excuse me, I think I'll be done. I don't know
And
what
then
else I want.
and then not to mention even finding the time to play these things, man. It's like
Oh yeah. I
I'm
don't think
starting
I
to
got
think I'm gonna have to wait till I retire.
it.
Because it's like I can't. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, talking about playing these games, I want to talk about clone consoles. I don't know if you want to get into that now, but um I know you have one, right? You have a clone console for your Game Boy?
Yeah, I have the Hyperkin Retron Square, I think it's called, or Cube or something like
Cube.
that.
Okay.
But it plays Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games.
Okay.
So it's like a little console, pretty
Yeah.
much.
I was thinking about getting the Retron 5 because that played Super Nintendo games, but I want one that plays N64 games as well. And there doesn't seem to be anything out there. There's a
No, I think
Warrior,
it's
but
because
it's
the
dog
the
crap.
N64 is hard to emulate, I think. Because these consoles don't play the game straight from the cartridge. They
Right.
dump the ROM
Yeah.
and then they play the ROM.
Yeah.
So, and that reminds me, like, when I used my I had a little Game Boy Advance cart, which was it was a repro cart. It was 150 in one, like NES games, right? So that I could play like 150 NES games on my Game Boy Advance. Well, I tried to play that with my Retron Square, but what it did was it dumped the ROM and it wiped it.
Oh no.
So definitely do not use one of those, aftermarket, little eBay specials on a clone console.
Okay.
So that's just a little word of warning out there. And of course, I mean, it was like a $15 little thing from some seller in China or whatever it was. It's
Yeah.
not like it was super expensive, but it is nice if you want to play an NES game in a pinch.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
see. I haven't. I mean, I don't know. I got my SNES working again. I'm not worried about my regular Nintendo. I don't see myself playing any of that without. I mean, okay, so I really just want it so I can test out the cartridges, make sure I'm not buying garbage, and then eventually I'm going to go through all of my old carts and replace the batteries or just remove the batteries period so they don't leak on the boards. And
Yeah.
and then I can, I can just throw them on my shelf and know they're going to work in 50, 60 years. What have you, when my great grandkids want to play a game the original way, if TVs are even around by then.
Yeah, I know, right? So we're all going to have chips in our brains that's
Yeah.
feeding behind our eyeballs or
Hey
something like
man,
that. But
I'll be first in line.
yeah, why
So
not, right?
yeah. Okay. You want to get into the direct?
Yeah, I
So
thought it was pretty freaking good. I was not expecting it because usually those things are more often than not a big letdown.
I agree.
But I mean, I'll let you lead the way into the conversation, but I just want to get out there. It's like, I was actually very pleasantly surprised with that.
So I will say the first 30, 45 minutes was not great until the Game Boy stuff came up. I don't know
Yes.
if you want to agree with that.
Yes, and what a wonderful surprise too. Now, there's not like a super lot of games to choose from yet, but I mean, it's just like any of the other classic stuff on there. It's like they add games throughout the year. So I'm excited to see, what
Yeah, and I
games.
didn't know there were so many Zelda games on there. Like I don't know if I'm gonna play them all, but oh my god, I have so much work ahead
Oh,
of me.
have you played Minish Cap before
No,
on the Game Boy Advance? That is one well worth playing.
I've never had a Game Boy Advanced.
Oracle Oracle of Ages and Seasons, two
Nope.
great games.
I never
Love
knew they
them.
existed. I knew Link's
Really?
Awakening was on there, but that was about it. And like
Oh
Four
yeah.
Swords. I, dude, I was not a handheld kid. I didn't like handhelds. I still don't really.
I've always been very fond of the handheld Zelda games. Those I think have always been my favorites. Like obviously Link's Awakening is my all-time favorite Zelda game, but Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons were right up there. And it was really cool because they had this little password system, right? So they're two separate games. They can be played completely separate. You never have you can play one, you can play the other one, you can play both of them if you want to,
Uh-huh.
but they link together. So once you play through one and you put your passwords into the next one, the stories link together. And then at the completion of the second one, there's a whole new like a main boss, that you wouldn't get if you only played one or the other.
That's
Do
pretty
you know what
cool.
I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's almost like
It's a really long game.
yes. Yeah. But I've been thinking about going back and playing those again, but it's been because it has been like I haven't played those since I got a Game Boy Advance for my birthday. Probably I was 17 or 18 and I got those games with it. So it's been a pretty hot minute. Over 20 years easy,
Yeah. Dang.
you know.
Yeah, I
But
think Game Boy Advance was out when I was in high school, and I used to play
yeah.
Advance Wars on that with my buddy.
I
Study
loved
halls.
Advance Wars.
Yeah, which is kind
My
of
my
funny
best
that
friend Justin and I we were just talking about this not too long ago. It's like we used to play Advance Wars a lot.
yeah, I used to play it with my buddy in the study hall because you weren't allowed to talk, but like we put the volume on 0 and we just pass his. I think he had a DS or Advance. I forget what it was, but we passed it back and forth there in study hall, and he'd always kick my butt because it was his game. He knew how to play it.
Oh yeah.
But I had fun. It's either sitting there staring at the wall or, you know, trying to play a game. So that's my experience with Advanced Wars. I remember it being a fun game though.
Yeah.
So
And there's supposed to be like they were making a new one or they made a new one, but they postponed putting it out because the whole, Russia invading Ukraine thing.
yeah, well
I thought it was a
they're releasing it now in April, I think. They
is
said on
is that
this.
what it is?
Yeah, yeah, it's coming out. It's Reboot Camp 1 and 2. So it's Advanced Wars 1 and 2 with a little bit of remastering, it looks like, just probably updating graphics. So but
I may have to pick that up.
yeah, I might if it's ever on sale. We'll see.
Yeah,
Um So
well,
anyway, so
Nintendo.
Game Boy Advanced. Dave's pumped. I don't really care. I tried to get my
So
son to play Kirby, but meh.
I am pumped, and it's kind of a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
Because I collect all these games. I've gone out of my way to find these games. I've spent maybe more than I should have to collect these games. And now it's just readily available for anybody to get on here and play whenever they want to. It's like, no, y'all didn't put in the work.
Don't be a
I did.
gatekeeper. Don't be like that.
No, no, no. I'm just kidding, of course. But
Yeah.
it's like, I'm just I'm just a little conflicted personally because it's like, man, I put in a lot of work to get some of this stuff, and now it's just here.
Well, when
But
Nintendo shuts that system down in 5 years, then you'll be
yeah,
sitting
that
pretty
see,
again.
and I also thought about that as well. It's like, well, it's not like I'm going to sell my collection just because these things are available online.
Yeah.
Because who knows whenever the next Nintendo console comes out, it'll probably be a completely different online system. You know.
Right. So, well, what's your favorite game out of all of those?
I was playing. Now I don't want to say it's my favorite because obviously it's like I like the Zelda games. I like I was playing Kirby. Even though I just did I say I just did, but I did that video on YouTube
Yep.
about my Kirby playthrough.
Yep.
I played that a little bit. I started playing Mario and Luigi. What's it called? Superstar Saga, which was a game I was very fond of back in the day. And then the Mario Kart's on there, Game Boy Advance Mario Kart, and Wario Land 3. It's like so. There's some really great games on there. And so I'm just excited to get into them at
Yeah.
some point. But I would say
Okay.
right now my favorite is probably the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga because I have been playing that a bit. I've put a few hours into that so far.
Never played one of those games. Not I.
They're funny. It's funny,
Good.
dude. Yeah, I always get a little chuckle out of it because the sense of humor in the
Yeah.
writing and stuff is really good.
All right. Let's see. All right,
Oh,
next, right
I'm
after
sorry.
what?
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. I got to say something.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was downloading all those little those console things onto my Switch, because like the Game Boy one and the Game Boy Advance one, I was downloading the little console opener and I was like, oh yeah, GoldenEye is on N64. So I hopped
Yeah.
on that. Oh my God, the controls are
Oh,
atrocious, dude.
dude, I
I
couldn't
don't know
even.
what was going
No,
on.
I couldn't beat the damn. So I have a N64 controller the retro bit, whatever. It's
Uh-huh.
basically an N64 controller. I couldn't play it. I was like, what is going on?
Bro, I
I
was like,
turned
I'm
it
trying
off.
to look up, I'm looking down, I'm trying to turn
Yeah.
left and right and this way, the other way, and I'm like, dude, what is going on with these controls? So I need to look up because people put out, they were like, wow, these controls are terrible. I was like, oh, everybody's just overreacting until I played, and then I was like, oh my god, what is happening?
Yeah.
And I took a screenshot of a control scheme that somebody put down. They were like, okay, change the controls to this, that, the other thing, and then it'll be fine. And I'm like, dude, this is crazy. And you forget because we're so used to like dual sticks and all that other stuff that you forget that the N64 controller had one joystick and the yellow C buttons.
Yep.
So I don't know. I couldn't believe it. It's like, bro, I used to play this game with my eyes closed and I can't even get past this freaking first tower on the dam level.
Yep. Yeah, that's where I gave up too. But
I'm sitting there trying to kill this guy with my silenced pistol and I'm shooting everything except the guy.
The Xbox version's a little better, not much better, but it does use both sticks. So you have that twin stick feel, but it's not as good as it could be. If they could have put more effort into it, but they just they didn't. So
I gotta tell you,
it
that
is
was
what
rough.
it is.
But
yeah. But anyways, the next part, my favorite part, and I'm super happy about this, is Metroid. Mainly I'm happy about it because I started going down the rabbit hole of looking to buy the Metroid games, and these games aren't cheap these days. So,
oh no,
Metroid Prime is out, and it looks like they actually fixed the controls because I was worried about how the shooting controls were going to work. So I just got done fighting Ocarina of Time controls. Like I don't want to have to fight another retro game controls if I don't have to. So I am pumped that this game is out, and I am forcing myself not to buy this game until I am ready to play it. So
yeah, I think I want it physical.
That too. I think I had texted you that and you didn't respond if I should wait until it's physical.
Oh, did I?
It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm going to ignore your text messages now.
Oh, don't be like that. Anyway, though,
I will.
It's like, my thing with Metroid is, I mean, I like it. Obviously, Mikey's a huge Metroid fan. But like because I texted you guys. I was like, hey, didn't I say like, hey, is Metroid Prime worth getting? Like for me, do you guys think I would like it? Because I've never played the Metroid Prime games, but that one kind of came out of the blue as well, right? This Metroid Prime remake.
Yeah, they had talked about it. It was a rumor, just like Wind Waker was rumored to go to the Switch. But I had given up hope, and I was just thinking the only good thing out of this whole direct was going to be Zelda. Which, if you're watching the stream, we're looking at a Zelda trailer right now. But seeing the Metroid come up, dude, like I said, I was pumped. Yeah, it was rumored. But it had been rumored so many times that Direct was coming that I was starting to think it wasn't going to come.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. I'm like I said, I'm not going to buy it until I know for sure that I have time to play it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm glad you're excited for that. I just don't know if it would be my thing or not. I suppose I need to watch a review or something.
Yeah.
Before getting into it. Because, like I said, the only Metroid games I've played are the side-scrolling ones. I've never played the Prime.
You haven't watched any reviews, though?
Of Metroid Prime? No.
What? You got to watch the reviews, man.
Oh, I know. That's what I said. I need to do that.
All right, sorry. I was switching the video. Putting the ending of God of War up. So if you haven't seen the end of God of War, if you haven't played it, don't watch it.
Wait, which one?
Spoilers. The first one, the only one I played.
Oh, that I've beaten as well. I got the platinum.
The new one?
Yeah, Ragnarok.
Okay.
It was great, man. I loved it.
Is that even out for PS4?
Is it out for PS4?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It was a DLC they said that's not going to come out for PS5. is the God of War, the second one, Ragnarok.
Yeah, I think that sounds rightish.
I want to thank you.
But no, it was great, man. I loved it.
What
I
even
love
the
those games.
All-Father himself could not.
Ending was great. The
Never felt
characters
more
were great. Story was great.
alive.
Yeah.
Gameplay, of course, was great.
Isn't it?
All right, well let's move on to Zelda, continuing with the direct. So, Tears of the Kingdom. So, yeah, I'm excited. I don't know if I'm gonna be a day one adopter though, because I know everybody else and their mother's gonna be playing it, and what Zelda games, so I don't want people to judge me. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean, these Zelda games are a little different than traditional Zelda games. And I think I've mentioned this before. Like, I have not completed Breath of the Wild because I just get so overwhelmed
yeah,
with everything that there is to do in that game. It's like, and it doesn't tell you where to go. It doesn't say, hey, this is what you're doing. It's like, nope, here you go. I'm just going to turn you loose on this gigantic world, you know, with 1,000 side quests hidden in it.
yeah,
So I need to make the time to at least play through the story of that, because my son just played through it not too long ago. He was telling me, and I was like super impressed because I was like, oh my goodness, I haven't even.
yeah.
He played all the way through it. He said he got everything done and did all this stuff. Where'd you find the time to do that? Not mini me, dude. He's taller than I am now.
What?
So yeah, he's 14 years old. He's taller than I am. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I'll say I'm gonna wait for a sale, but I won't. Like when I'm ready to buy it, I'll buy it. If it's still $70, it's fine. That's the other thing. The price point went up $10. I think it should. With the way inflation is going, if you were to think about it, if we were paying $60 back in what, 2004, 2005, when it kind of became stable, like the inflation for that now is close to $80, $90. So
Yeah.
they needed to, just for inflation.
So I understand how people can be frustrated with price increases and stuff like that, right? But, and I'm not trying to be a snob or anything, but video games are a very expensive hobby. You know what I'm saying? If you can't afford video games, chances are like maybe, and I'm not like, I don't know how to say this without sounding like a complete a-hole, but like,
You're not gonna be
if you don't have the disposable,
yeah.
it's an expensive hobby.
Oh, you're telling me. You're telling me, dude. Like, I'm sitting around right now, like, I'm streaming off a $1,200 computer, with a $300 monitor, and $500 Xbox, and I still gotta buy the software, which is $60 to $80. You know, like, yeah, this ain't cheap. It's not
To
cheap.
mention all the games.
Yeah,
That
like,
all adds up.
yeah.
Now the services,
I don't want
not to mention your internet bill and
True.
power bill, and it's like, it just keeps going on. You know?
Yep. I'd buy the most expensive internet that I can. Well, I think it's second most. I'm at 500 gigs. I can get up to 1,000, but I won't. Because I don't even use it all, you know?
Yeah.
Even streaming right now, my wife can go downstairs, watch a movie, and download something at the same time, and doesn't matter. Not gonna notice. So, yeah, dude, this is an expensive. Oh wait, hold on. I had the sound on for the game. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know if you could hear us too well. Anyways, oh dang, I think I just screwed that all up the last 5 minutes, but whatever. As an expensive ass
That's
hobby,
fine. That's fine. We were hating on everybody.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You need a disposable income for sure to really get. I don't want to say the most out of video games, but like, I guess, well, yeah, if you want to get the most out of this gaming hobby, you need a legit, like, decent disposable income, like, because you got to think you're buying a new console if you're a console gamer every 4 to 5 years, and then that's just the base console. If you're trying to get the upgrades that come out every 2 or 3 years, like the Pros and the Series X's or whatever Microsoft wants to name their next thing.
Yeah, that's so weird.
And then you got to think, if you want to have all the hard drive space, you have to buy the extra hard drive, the external. But if you want to have a fast one, you got to buy their $200 hard drive, which I'm just not going to do. So,
Yeah, and then
oh,
controllers and
yep,
all that other stuff, and
yep,
then not to mention it's like there's never just one console out. So you got Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and then whatever little specialty console comes out after that. So,
yeah,
and then it's just like you said, the new iterations of that, like the pros or all that stuff. And then it's like, man, it's kind of crazy. When I sit down and think about it, I'm like, am I out of my mind to
yes, we absolutely are.
spend all this money? But it's like, and yeah, it would be great if games were free, but you have to understand you can't complain at price increases. It's
Mm-mm.
because it's like we're saying, it's like people are working on this stuff. They got to make their money somehow.
Yep.
And we've mentioned before, it's like, oh, Nintendo, they should do it for free or whatever. It's like,
Why?
you're out your mind for one, because they will never do that. They are a company. They're
Right.
not your friend.
No.
Their purpose is to make money.
Right.
You know.
I used to listen to some guy's podcast years ago, and he would say companies don't have ethics. Like a company will not look at an ethical decision or a decision ethically. They'll look at a decision if it's going to make them money or not. Like
Yeah.
his thing was saying is when companies were moving from California to Arizona and Texas, and he's like, they don't care if a whole family has to pick up and move if they want to keep their job. They want to know what the bottom line is, and they're gonna do what they feel is necessary to make the better bottom line for the shareholders to make more money. And I'm sorry to say this, but Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo are some of the largest companies out there, and they're doing the same thing. They're not greedy and they're not nice. They're just doing what they think is best for their company, for their shareholders. And that's why they're going up. And honestly, I believe that the price should have gone up a while ago. Now, do I want it to? No, I didn't mind at all paying $60 for a game. Dave, you know me as the cheapest guy. When Doom 64 came out for $5, I waited till it was on sale for $2.50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what if you're going to be smart about, this expensive hobby that we all share, it's like, that's the smartest way to do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the game day one.
No. Like I'm going to watch a YouTuber talk about it and play it. And when I'm ready to buy it and play it, I will. Like, I'm watching myself play God of War here terribly, but I just played this last fall, and I paid $20 for the game. It was like a greatest hits or something. I think I bought this one digitally, and then I bought my PS4 off Mikey for $150. I was able to enjoy this medium as cheap as possible. Mikey was a little kind, giving me a PS4 for fairly cheap. He wanted to charge me $100, but I don't think he knew what they were going for, so I said no, I'll pay you $150. But there's ways to do this hobby cheaply without breaking the bank. But if you're gonna even think about getting into it, you're gonna need money. And which I'm not saying I'm rich by any means. I'm actually in a lower bracket, but I do have a sense of mind of being able to save my money and purchase games at the appropriate time. So.
Oh yeah, and don't even get started on retro collecting too, because scalpers and flippers and all that other stuff have really driven prices up.
Well, I want to bring up another point.
Just even a few years ago were not as expensive as they are now.
Yeah. Zio Returns is watching us. Shout out to Zio here. But he's saying if inflation were the same thing right now as when the Atari came out, the Atari would have cost $1,014 in today's money. Just for
it's madness.
Right? I would not have paid that. I was mad at paying my Xbox Series X. I think I paid $550 for it. So,
dude, and when I was a kid, right, and my family had the NES, because that's the first console I remember having when I was real little. We had a lot of games for that, and we were by no means like wealthy, you know what I'm saying? And we had a ton of games, and looking back on what the original prices of these games were, it's insanity. It's like, Mom, how did we afford
Yep.
all of these games that we had? Because we had to have like, and God, I wish we still had them, but we had to have had like 20, 30 NES games,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Same. And I was just thinking about
And
that
then,
the other day.
Super Nintendo, not to mention, when we got the Super Nintendo
Mm-hmm.
and I got a Genesis and then, the N64, the PlayStation, all this stuff. It's like, that stuff was insanely expensive back then.
Absolutely. And when I was a kid, I don't know how we did this or got my parents to do this, but we had a SNES and a Genesis at the same time. And yeah, we definitely favored the Super Nintendo over the Genesis, but we had a good catalog of games. Like
Yeah.
a fairly good catalog. And
And it's not like I was a paper boy making my own money and buying these games
no.
myself. It's like every game that we had, my parents or
Mm-hmm.
grandparent or somebody bought it for us,
Yep. Yep.
and it's like, oh my goodness.
Yep. Yeah, for
But
sure. And now here I am in my mid-30s buying my kids game. Like I'll pull the Switch up and I'll go to the eShop real quick and I'll see what's on sale and I'll see what I want versus what I think he'll play. And I'll be like, "Hey, you want this game?" Like kind of like egging him on, like, "Hey, ask me for this game basically and I'll buy it for you
yeah.
because I want this game."
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's
anyways,
pretty
all
funny.
right. All right. We can move on. I forgot what how do we get down that rabbit hole? Were we talking about Zelda?
I have no idea. We were talking about a lot of stuff. We were talking about the Direct, and then it was
Yeah.
Metroid, and then
But
got
all
into
right, and
Zelda.
it was the $70 price point of Legend of Zelda,
Oh yeah.
Tears
Yep.
of the Kingdom. Okay, full circle. I am willing to pay the $70, but I'm not going to day one because I don't have time to play that game day one. But going back to Metroid being $40, I am holding myself back from buying that game because it's not going to go up, right? Well, hopefully, but it's only going to go
Well,
down, and that hopefully I'll
well,
be ready to play it in the next. I don't know. Maybe
N-
I'll play it
Nin-
when in May.
Nintendo being Nintendo, right? And we're no stranger to this. Nintendo games don't usually drop in price.
Nope. Oh, you know why that
Like if
is?
you're going to go out and buy a new copy of Breath of the Wild, it's going to be the same exact price it was on the day it came out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, like, you know why that is though? Um, because I think Nintendo's management said this themselves that if you start putting games on sale, you're going to condition the consumer to wait to buy the game on sale. Like I will
Yeah.
never buy an Ubisoft game day one because I know in 3 months that game is going to be half price, if not a quarter price. I'll
Oh,
never
not to
buy Call of
mention all
Duty
the
day one
patches,
either.
all the bugs.
Yep. There's no reason
Yeah.
to buy a game day one anymore unless it's a Nintendo game because every other company has, what did I just say? Has seasoned the consumer or,
Yeah. Into waiting until a game goes on sale.
yep.
Makes
Everyone else,
sense.
like, I won't even buy Microsoft games anymore because they're just going to be on Game Pass. They're on Game Pass day
Oh
one.
yeah.
And
Yeah, for sure.
I'm too lazy to cancel my subscription, which I'm
It's like,
wasting money right now, but whatever.
oh, I also meant to mention when we were talking about pickups and things like that. Sorry.
No worries.
But I have one of those little backbone controllers for my phone.
Oh yeah, how's
And
that?
I have I'm able to, like, I don't have an Xbox, but I can stream Xbox games on my phone. It's the craziest thing in the world, man.
Yeah, you
Like
playing Halo
I was
Infinite?
playing that. No, but I was playing, and the only reason I did it was because I wanted to play that High on Life game.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that game is
And
wild.
yeah, I know. It's funny too. Excuse me. But it's a little difficult because the phone is so small.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Is there
just
lag? Are you getting like a delay?
from what I could tell, no.
Okay. Well, good.
Or if there was, it was very minimal.
Okay. Good. Yeah. So I was playing that game and the knife guy, the knife wants to stab everybody. Dude, that
Stabby.
he was making me laugh so much. But
Oh yeah.
I have to take that game in short bursts because like it's just too much. Like a 30-minute episode of Rick and Morty, I've realized now is perfect. Anything more than that, my brain is gonna melt and I'm gonna have no empathy anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I have very
Yeah.
little empathy as it is, so.
The only thing I don't like about that little backbone controller, and I have like the PlayStation themed one, you know, because I think they come with it. There's an Xbox themed one and a PlayStation themed one. The PlayStation one still has those offset joysticks, and I can't stand that. It's like so uncomfortable for me to
Really?
try and play. Yeah,
Is it
but it's like,
just
dude,
that one, or do you just don't like the Microsoft Nintendo offset joysticks?
I don't like offset joysticks.
You have been playing PlayStation for too long.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The sticks are right where the thumbs are supposed to go. If you hold your
No.
hands like this, your thumb doesn't,
I can get a better
crank
grip.
up.
I can hold it better with the Microsoft way.
Well, it's not like you're fighting to keep a hold on this controller, right? It's not like somebody's trying to take the controller from you. It's like you're talking like, "Oh, I got a better grip." It's like, what is somebody trying to pull it away from you?
Don't you
You
have
know?
kids?
Like,
No.
yeah, but it's like,
You're coming in
okay.
here and
Well, I
stealing
mean,
it
I
from me.
guess, I guess that's fair. Yeah, if they come in there and
No,
it's
they
like,
don't. I don't play when they're awake.
get it from him.
No. I don't know, man. I've been, I really started gaming and controller gaming when the 360 came out for Halo. I guess Halo 2, so the original Xbox, I guess, and that was staggered, and
Yeah,
it's just how I grew up. You grew up on a PlayStation, I grew up on an Xbox. That's all.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
I don't know.
that's good, man. I'm glad you get to play High in Life and all that. Did that come out on PlayStation at all, or was that an Xbox
Nope.
exclusive?
I guess it's an Xbox
Mm.
exclusive, so that's
Right.
kind of why I went the route where it's like, because I was thinking, I was like, man, now I'm gonna have to try and figure out how to play this game, and then I'm like, oh wait, I have one of these backbone controllers.
There you go.
Let me play around with this thing and see if I can get high on life. And
You keep saying backbone controller, and I keep thinking the back buttons. And I bought the controller add-on for the DualSense with the back buttons, and I love it, dude. Like I turned
Yeah.
a regular controller into a pro controller.
yeah, it's great, and it was really good for when I was playing when I was super into Destiny 2. It was really good because
Yeah.
at that point I could change my jump button and my I think grenade is what I did for the other side. And then I never had to take my thumbs off the sticks.
Yep, that's what I do for Apex.
So it's like my like I kind of had to relearn
Mm-hmm.
how to control the game, obviously, but once I did, dude, it was like my game was definitely improved.
100%. Yeah, that's how I play COD now. I have the Elite Series 2 controller for when I'm playing on my Xbox, and I can't not play without back buttons. Like if I don't have
Yeah.
back buttons, I don't want to play.
Oh yeah, dude, it's like it was the same for me. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, if I couldn't find my little attachment or for whatever reason I didn't have it on,
Yeah.
I was like, I have to relearn how to play this the original way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just super weird.
Yeah, I play
And
every
speaking
game
of
with
that,
back buttons now.
I'm getting really tempted to buy that DualSense Edge controller.
I don't know,
That
man.
new
It didn't
one for
look
the
good.
PS5.
It doesn't look good to me. Like the battery
Right.
life is like 3 hours or something.
That's
What
the
is
only
that?
thing that's keeping me from doing it. It's like, they should have at least like improved this battery life somehow because that is insanity, dude. When I sit down and play a game, when I make the time to do it, I'm actually sitting there and I'm playing for hours.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to be swapping controllers out.
Mm-hmm. Or
You
have a
know?
cable going across. Like you're
Oh
about
yeah.
to pay $200 for a controller. Like figure this out, Sony. What's wrong with
Yeah,
you?
so something needs to change, but
I do like
I am
how
looking at it.
everything is modular. Like you can pull this joysticks out when you get drift because you're going to. That's cool. I do like that.
Okay. So I'm a little conflicted on that, right? So I get it. Joystick drift, it'll happen at some point. But to sit there and factor in that they have replacements readily available, at retail, it's like, how often and how bad is this joystick drift going to be?
I think they're taking
That they
notes from
sell these
Microsoft.
joysticks separate.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but Microsoft is having such a hard time, or they had such a hard time with their Elite controllers. Like it's not very well known, but I had a buddy who was a part of this. He was part of a class action lawsuit against Microsoft and the Elite Series controllers because they got drift so quick. He'd buy a controller and it'd get drift in a week. He's a little
Oh,
bit of an
wow.
aggressive Apex player, so I understand how his controllers can break, and he's kind of a larger guy. But nonetheless, you shouldn't be buying a $200 product and it breaking in a week. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, 100%. But I mean, another thing too is they sell these replacement joysticks at retail. What are you supposed to do? Just buy a whole bunch of them up front? Because I guarantee you those things aren't always going to be in store.
yeah,
They're not always going to make those things. It's like that back button attachment for the DualShock that you were just talking about.
yeah.
You can't that was on store shelves for a very, very limited amount of time,
Yeah, they
and
don't
then
have
it
it anymore.
disappeared.
I found it on Amazon
No, dude,
for
I
15
haven't
bucks.
seen one in forever, dude.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, I
I
guess I couldn't
actually
find it in store, but I found it on Amazon. No problem.
really,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's like because I eventually I bought two of those things because I had one, and the very first one that I bought did not work, so it was like broken straight out of the
Oh
box.
man.
So I had to go out of my way to try and find another one, which I did because I'm pretty resourceful. If I put my mind towards looking for something,
Yeah.
chances are I'm going to get it. But I finally got that. So it's like just the quality of the thing. And it's like, I guarantee you those little sticks are not going to be on store shelves for a long period of time. So if you do get that controller, or anybody who's listening or whatever, it might be wise to buy a few of those just to keep
It's not a bad idea.
for
And
later on down the road. And I think they
yeah.
retail for 20 a piece.
Yeah. And if you want to be a turd, you could scalp it, or you can hold on to it and wait until
I mean,
just wait until you need it or your buddy needs one, and charge whatever it was. So
yeah.
I got you. But I when it comes to those pro controllers, Microsoft wins and Nintendo comes in a very close second. Unfortunately, Sony not
I
very
do
good.
like the Nintendo Pro controller.
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
That's the only man. That's my thing. That's the only thing I don't like about the Switch is I don't like playing in handheld mode because I don't like playing. I don't like the Joy Cons. I don't like the way they feel in my hand. I don't like holding the controller. But the Pro controller, 100%.
Buy the
I like
Hori controllers. Have you seen those? The Hori gamepads?
Yeah.
Buy those. I think I had those in Africa or wherever we were. I think I had them then. If not, I had them shortly after one of our long trips.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Yeah, that's something to look into, I think.
Did you see them? Did you hold them when I had them?
I think so. I'm trying to remember because that was a few years and
Yeah,
years
it was a minute
now.
ago. But anyways, I use them whenever I play handheld, which is very, very rarely. I mean, I've done it like 3 times in the last 3 years. I use those. But typically what I do is I have like a back, what do I call it? So in my wife's minivan, we have like a Velcro thing that goes around a headrest and these like little clamps on Velcro that attach to whatever you want there, either a tablet or for us is a Switch. And I put the Switch in this rubber coating, and me and Todd or Parker will be in the back, and we can play while we drive wherever we're going. And that's how I play in the quote-unquote handheld, but it's more or less I just use the Switch as its own TV, and we just play that way.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about with the Hori pads. Yeah, I'm looking at them online now. You know what? I've been meaning to try those out, but no, I don't think I ever used yours.
Yeah, they're cheap. I paid $30 for it. The only issue is
Nice.
they don't have their own battery, so the battery that the controller's using is off the Switch, so your handheld battery life's going to go down significantly. But you're not going to be playing for more than 2 hours. I mean, battery life is like 5 hours versus 8 hours, So
yeah.
Unless you have the version 1 like I do, then you're down to like 3 hours.
I got you.
So I don't know what the OLED battery life is, but I'm sure that's not very long either.
Oh yeah, but see, and my thing is, it's like with this, like the official Nintendo Switch Pro controller. I maybe once a month I got to plug that thing in to charge it.
Yep.
But because the battery life on that is insane.
Yep. Same with my Xbox controller. Like I might charge it once every now. My Xbox headset, on the other hand, I'm charging that every other gameplay. But,
yeah.
I mean, that's different. I was running Bluetooth and I'm running 360 degree
Xbox controller
speakers.
Doesn't that use batteries like AA's?
No, it's a USB-C charger. I have the
Oh.
Xbox I don't know what to call it, but in a sense, the Pro headset for the Xbox. I
I
like it.
gotcha.
Pretty good.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, all right, man. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, I don't think so. Is there anything else in the
My
Nintendo Direct
notes.
that?
Nah, I didn't really care anything else for the Direct. Zelda was the last thing.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff that was pretty big snooze fest for me during
Yeah.
that. But I mean, my biggest takeaways was the Game Boy Advance stuff, the Metroid Prime,
Yep. I'm gonna try to get through Wind
surprise
Waker.
release, and
That'll be it.
then I think a brand new course on Mario Kart.
Yeah, Todd's excited about that, and Birdo's there, but that to
Yeah.
me, I don't really care.
Yeah, and
It is what it is.
yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, I should say. Looks good, but I
Yeah.
should probably get through Breath of the Wild before I buy that one. You know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we get. With I'm sure Tears of the Kingdom is gonna win Game of the Year. Like, is there anything else coming out this year that could rival it?
From what I understand, Hogwarts Legacy is a lot better than it has any right to be.
That's gonna be Game of the Year though.
No, I don't think so. And plus, I think it came out way too early in the year to be able to compete with whatever comes out down the line.
Well, Elden Ring came out early, and that won it.
Yeah, that's crazy to me, kind of. But I mean, apparently it's a very good game, so it's like I'm not going to hate on it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what is coming out anytime soon that's worth getting?
What's
I'm not
Microsoft
sure. Is
got?
there
That space game Microsoft's got coming out.
what's it called? Starfield?
Starfield, yeah.
Something like that.
I have no interest in it, but that's supposed to be another big game,
Yeah, it's not really on my radar, so
Oh,
I'm not.
Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Ricky.
I definitely want that.
I
Yeah,
wish
Spider-Man
that
2.
was
That's
coming
so
out.
exciting, dude.
I might have
Can't
to buy a
wait.
PS5. And here we go again, spending
Hey.
money. I can't
Yeah,
do it.
dude.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Apparently, they're way more readily available than they used
Oh,
to
dude,
be,
I see them
which
at the
is
store all
good.
the time now. Like, I'll take photos
really?
of it and I'll
Oh.
shoot it to people that I know who don't have one that are looking for one. Be like, hey, I'll buy it. Just send me the money. And
Yeah.
most people just don't get back to me by the time I leave the store, and I'm not turning around for you. So,
What else is coming out soon that I'm looking forward to?
yeah, but Spider-Man 2 is looking good. Anybody in the
yeah,
chat?
dude.
Anything else coming out? Got a couple people in chat right now.
Okay, Final Fantasy 16 will be coming out in a few months,
No
so
one
I'm
cares.
looking forward to that. Oh, come on.
No one cared about Final Fantasy 7, so no one's gonna care about Final Fantasy.
You
16.
are delusional.
Oh man.
Widely considered to be one of the greatest games of all time, and you're going to be like, no
Hold
one
on.
cares.
Where did you read that?
You're telling me that you are telling me legit, you're not playing around, that you don't think Final Fantasy 7 is one of the greatest games of all time. And I'm
No,
not
I
talking
know it
remake.
is.
I'm talking about the original.
I know the original one is because I got a buddy who never plays video games. Like, he fell off the games like back when we were in college. He kind of stopped playing when I was like really starting to get into it. And I catch him now every now and then on his PC. It'll show me what he's playing. He's playing Final Fantasy 7. And that's all he plays. And I get it, man. I don't get it myself, like why that game is so good, but I get that other people love it so much, if that makes any sense. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, that's coming out too.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That's one I was trying to think of. I'm excited about that. Did you see? Now let me know if you know, but there was a collector's edition exclusive to limited run games, $300 freaking dollars, and it comes with the game, a steelbook for the game, and a replica of Cal's lightsaber. And it's like the Disney World quality, Galaxy's Edge quality lightsaber replica. $300 freaking dollars.
I'm good.
Like,
No,
it's
thank you.
insanity.
I'm not paying that.
No, me neither. It's like I want the steelbook, but I don't want it $300 bad.
I'm surprised the game even comes with it. Whenever you get those high expensive collector's editions, you don't even get the game.
Yeah, usually it's just a digital code now.
Sometimes you don't
It's
even
crazy.
get that.
It's like God of War Ragnarok. It came with a freaking steelbook
Yeah.
with a digital code in it. Like,
Suck it, nerd.
y'all couldn't have printed me a disc. Like,
Absolutely
I
not. Not for you.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
craziness, man. I don't know.
yeah.
These companies are getting out of control.
Yeah, I might pick up Jedi Survivor. If it comes out on Game Pass like day one, yeah, but I think it'll come out in like 6 months on Game Pass because it's an EA game, and EA and Xbox, have those ties together. So
Yeah.
I might just wait. And I never finished uh what do you call it? Fallen Order. I meant to play it again
Really?
on my work trip. I had it downloaded and everything, but I got sucked into Uncharted. So
Oh, it's a great one, man.
yeah,
I really enjoyed that, and I am looking forward to the sequel. I'm also looking forward to the next Assassin's Creed, even though I'm super
yes.
burnt out on Valhalla.
No, it's
Like I
Mirage. It's going back to the old school. And yes,
Yeah, yeah.
did
No,
they give
no,
a release date on that?
um you know what? I have it pre-ordered. I just don't know.
Oh, if you can pre-order it already, there's probably a release date. Well, that's not true because Tears of the Kingdom you're supposed to be able to pre-order, but they pull all those out.
I think it just says this year. I don't think there's a date yet.
Yeah, that'll probably be holiday if they get it out. Unless it's gonna
That's
get
usually
delayed.
when Assassin's Creed games have been dropping, is
Yeah,
like
it is
the
Ubisoft. They'll push out
fall
dog
or
crap.
winter.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait on that one. I'll
Man,
probably buy that about this time next year
yeah.
because I assume it's gonna come out for holiday. So it'll be on sale by now. It'll be my Valentine's Day to myself next year.
There you go. There you go.
Well, what game do you think's gonna win? That's what Ricky's asking.
Game of the year?
Yeah, it's gonna be Legend of Zelda. Like it's not
Oh
even a
yeah,
thought.
it'll probably be Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
I imagine, unless like something completely comes out of left field and you know blows everything else out of the water. Like, wait, what didn't you say? Starfield is coming out. That might be in the running.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a
Um,
disappointment, man. Like it's a Bethesda game. In the last 10 years, when has a Bethesda game not completely disappointed other than Doom?
that's a really good question, man.
Anything open world is buggy by like crazy. Whatever reason, maybe because Doom is a linear game, Doom was never that bad.
Yeah,
So,
and now Bethesda, they're the ones who did like Fallout and Skyrim and stuff, right? Or am I
yes.
thinking of a different? Okay, so yeah. Oh, and then Elder Scrolls 6
Yeah, that's
is
not coming
supposed
out
to
for
be
like 2 to
coming
3
out.
years.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
They
Wasn't
announced
there a
it
new
too early.
Fallout announced or something? Also, I'm trying to think.
No. Fable was announced a long time ago, but they haven't really had a good update yet on Fable.
Yeah, they're probably running into problems with that.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, so everyone, my game play in the background's kind of skipping a little bit. I'm not gonna change it, so just bear with it.
you get what you get.
Yeah, it's not about
Um,
it's the end of God of War. For whatever reason, my computer's having a hard time pushing it. Shouldn't, because it's a super ass expensive computer and it's only a PlayStation 4 game. Whatever.
yeah.
I wish it was Spider-Man just because. Oh, Ricky, one of the dudes in my chat, saying Spider-Man might rival it, and you're right. But unfortunately, The Legend of Zelda is bigger in the video game world than Spider-Man is, because Spider-Man's only got this last good one, the PS4 Spider-Man. Really, really, really good. It's probably one of my favorite games. Okay, second favorite PS4 game, but I don't see it beating The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I don't either, especially being a PS5 exclusive, which
Yep, that's unfortunate.
I mean, they're easier to find now, but they're still expensive, cost prohibitive and stuff like that. So I don't think the PS5 is as popular as I would like it to be.
Yeah.
Because I do love it.
And
But
Miles Morales came out pretty quickly on PC, so I might just wait for Miles Morales to come out on PC and buy it then. But then I can't stream it or record it because that's just going to crush my computer. I can run the game, but I can't show everybody the game. So I don't know. That'll probably be a deal breaker for me. So we'll see. But all right. Any final comments, bud, before we jump off?
No, man, just as usual, happy to be here, man. It's always a good time.
Too bad Mikey's not here to do the outro. But
Yeah. What is it again?
Spud
Tater
Club.
tots out.
Yeah, yeah. All right, guys. Well, everybody who's here, everyone who came to the stream, thank you for being here as always. Once again, thank you for the 300 subs. Really do appreciate it. Can't wait to get the 400. See what that looks like. Also, if you like, comment, subscribe, help the channel grow, pass the word along. And always, if you feel like you want to donate to the St. Jude, link in the description. Dave, as always, thanks for being here.
Yeah, man.
That's it. I will see you guys probably tomorrow on another stream.